Fine, thank you, Yoshi. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure also for me. So I'm really glad to be with you today.
Great, thank you so much. The interview is 30 minutes, as always, and we would like to get to know you as much as we can in this short period. So let's start. Let's start, Juan Carlos. Uh, I like to ask this question because people like you that are so high profile and they have so much experience, they are quite normally modest. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you how someone who really admires you and knows you really well, Juan Carlos, how someone like this, maybe in your life that you may come to know, is could define who is Juan Carlos.
I think that I'm a very normal person. Maybe best thing that they could say for me is that I'm with a friend and that I'm
Good
in
friend.
the right moment when they need me. So I try to be quite human and near people um, that I love and people that need in any moment. So that will be a good approach for maybe for a first idea of who is Juan Carlos.
Very good. Thank you. Beautiful. So good person and reliable. Love it. Thank you so
I
much.
think so. I always try to trust everybody that I meet.
Uh-huh.
I don't have negative thinking about people.
Mhm.
In the first consideration for me is always that maybe there's something that can be you know uh,
Good. Mhm.
something good for
Yes,
everybody in each person, and then talking, working, and being with people, you select the right ones. That's
definitely.
the story of our lives.
All right, very good. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I completely agree with you. There is a Japanese saying also that I think it goes in line sometimes with this that you just shared. That I always try to trust people in the first instance, and if they hear me or they do something wrong to me, it's not my fault. But if they do it the second time, then it will be my fault because I allow it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's something
that's a good
Japanese
point.
saying. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Very good. And now, just to get you to know a bit on a personal level, what would you say if I ask you, or what is the first memory that comes to your mind, like the happiest moment of your life so far?
Well, I'm a father of three kids, so maybe
How
when you
many
become
kids did you say?
three kids. I'm 50
Three.
years old. I have a
Okay.
15, 13, and 11.
All
So
right.
for sure, in my mind, it's always the time that you are father. It's an amazing thing, and of
Uh-huh.
course, many times in my life when after these 2 years of COVID, and for example, not having the possibility to see my parents that live 500 kilometers from here, when you
Uh-huh.
meet them after some months, it's a good moment. But I'm quite positive, so I find many good reasons to be glad
Uh-huh.
and be satisfied because of life. So
All
I
right.
could tell you many moments in my life.
Very good. I can tell by the smile and by the memories and by the things you share. Thank you so much. Now we go to the main questions of the interview regarding your experience, Juan Carlos. And we'd like to ask you, because this is about the last message or the messages, the most important messages that we want to share. What will be the most impactful message that you could share if you were to die tomorrow to the world, to the whole world?
Mm, it's not easy. There are
Uh-huh.
many different things. If we had to be in the personal side, is that working with a purpose help you to to create value, to help people, and even to be happy.
Mhm.
So having a purpose in your life is something that everybody has to discover. And related to that is about the purpose is what you do. I, not going about religion or other consideration. In my mind, I only have a life, one life. So not applying your time to something that you really have passion, it's a loss of time. So what I will say is that do every day, every moment, only things that you like. put your passion on activity that adds value to others, and that will bring you value. If you give, you receive. If you don't give, you will not receive at all. So, especially for young people, entrepreneurs, and everything, look for the sense, look for your passion, and try to create value. And value can be in many ways.
Hmm.
But if you have to do something, try to do something that you really feel happy, and you apply all your feelings, everything that you are in life, to that project, and that will
All
work
right.
for sure.
Very good. Thank you so much. It's work with a purpose. I will leave it there, and it's to have a vision that we call in coaching also that is other people center, right? So that will be it. I love it. Thank you so much. And yes, regarding this answer that you just shared, what is your why then, Juan Carlos?
Um, I try to help people to get the best of their profession. I'm very focused today in the tech side of the world. I think that technology is something that is happening in this moment, in this era, and that's changing the world. And I
Mhm.
feel that this technology has to be something that executives and people applies to their lives. So I really believe that with the right technology and the right education, we will have to we will have the opportunity to change the world, to bring less pain and less people suffering, and accelerating solutions to um, many problems that we have around the world. If you see what happened with the COVID, uh, everybody in many countries, or many people in many countries, were working together to find a solution to the COVID. And that was great, seeing people using technology and discovering new opportunities to save people. And I think that has been a very, very a good lesson about how technology can change the world. At the other side, you have how human is, I'm really disappointed with the situation that we have here in Europe with Ukraine and the Russians, and I'm very, very sad and disappointed about also other humans that can how they can damage, you know,
Mhm.
uh, a potential
Definitely.
situation of peace and working together to create a better world. So my why and the reason that I live here is to support communities. I really believe in the communities, in the group, in the sense of creating value together, in the sense of changing and thinking big, and with that sense of being positive, optimist about how technology can really disrupt and change and help us to have a better world. So I try to bring solutions and to help the people in charge of technology in the corporates and startups, entrepreneurs and executives, to use technology, and to the rest of the companies and organizations to bring these capabilities to their organizations.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. I love this that you say, technology and education to create value to others and to disrupt the common, yeah, and change and be more productive and more effective, I think, yeah. That will be kind of the summary I got from that. Thank you so much. Regarding your experience, yes, Juan Carlos, what would you say is the most valuable experience that you have that will have add value to yourself, to your life as an entrepreneur, in the mind or in the business, whatever?
Okay, I started my business with few resources, another partner than mine, and myself. Um, I would
Hmm.
say few resources in not much equity, and few people starting. But we thought in big, and we were not putting, lines about how we wanted to get, and how we what we wanted to get, and how to do it. So follow your dreams in terms of, you really want to transform anything, you bring a solution, as entrepreneur, just think about what you try to solve, and think, put in the
Hmm.
shoes of the people who is suffering with that problem, and
Hmm.
try to bring the best solution for that.
Right.
And in my case, we start very small, but we jump very, very soon to Latin America. We start to work in Brazil. We got amazing accounts. We did a B2B model for many years in customer experience. That was my first. I was really young when I had my first business.
Okay.
Etho was a consultant in customer experience, and we got amazing customers. The largest telco, the largest banks, the largest insurance company, because we were really specialists doing something, and we were quite differential about other companies, big companies that were offering similar services, but we were much better
Uh-huh.
than them because we were faster, we have the patient, and we did in a different status. Then it's difficult to grow, it's difficult to jump, go to Brazil, Mexico, wherever.
Uh-huh.
But if you believe that you can do, you can get it. If you
It's
don't
about the
believe,
belief.
yeah,
I think, yeah, I'm truly supportive of this. I'm in the coaching business, as you know, and as I think it was the businessman from the fore, yeah. Whether you believe it that you can or you can't, you're right. So
absolutely.
yeah, so I love that quote. Thank you. So regarding this experience that you had, your first business in Latin America, what is the biggest lesson learned that you gained from that experience in Latin America?
Well, Latin America, it's there are many different markets, so it's quite different. It's
Uh-huh.
Brazil or Mexico is quite different, and that's something that's um, a big opportunity for future,
Yes.
creating the space of only one market. So in the case of Brazil, regulation, or you're living in Brazil, so you know about
The
regulation for
government,
external
yeah,
companies. It's quite difficult. So
policies. Hmm.
yeah, not minimize that part. So I think that for any entrepreneur, in my case, I'm quite commercial. I love to be in front of a customer, telling, talking about service, solution, bringing people, leading people. Uh, but I always try to complement myself with the other companies that I do not have. So trying to find more process or financial profiles, very
Uh-huh.
strong people in that space.
Uh-huh.
So we used to bring people that are similar to us, because it's like uh, people that think like me. And
Mm.
I feel that you need to find the right complement. That maybe it's different people that bring another type of
Skills.
thinking. Yeah,
Hmm.
skills. In the other side is to create a good governance, especially for entrepreneurs. There are many people, and I see through Sionet, Whirlpool, the company where I work now, thousands of people worldwide that will be really happy helping entrepreneurs, people that are C-level in big companies, being in advisory boards, or in some way helping and supporting people. So you
Uh-huh.
can't imagine how people is ready to collaborate and to support you. And
Yes.
that's something that many times entrepreneurs don't don't like to ask, or they feel like shy about. Oh, he's not going to. No, this is a high executive. He's like far away from what I'm doing,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to ask. Use any social media, the LinkedIn or wherever. Ask them, why don't you help me? I have this idea, I have this concept, I have this minimum product, whatever, and help me. I never was shy in the past. I call executives telling, I'm doing this. What about talking? And that work.
Mm.
And usually the doors are quite open, and
That's
I think
great.
that it works in my way.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. Actually, this is very in line with the interview I had with John Spence, which is an executive coach for big corporations, the 500 company in USA. And he also shared the last message that in his interview, in the interview we had with him, about asking for help. Yeah, so we are living difficult moments and difficult situations, and I think the power of collaboration is great, and people are more willing to help us and help each other than before, I think. And I'm also experiencing this with the interviews. This is getting very popular, and I think people that I thought, he's not going to, let me interview him or something, but no, it's actually very very good, and people are very helpful. So well, grateful to you and to everybody who is so generous to share, yeah, their time and lessons learned, so we can all grow together and build a better world. Which I think is important. Very good.
That's very related with the purpose. If you have a purpose that goes more,
Hmm.
um, uh, helping people, or bringing something really big,
Yes.
it's something that help you to convince other to be in your project, for sure.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I totally agree. Yes, and then later everybody is going to give back something. Yes, so whatever we learn is for the service of others, I think, and for adding value to the others' life. Very good. Thank you so much. I'm loving this, Juan Carlos, so far. I wanted to ask you another question, which is, what is the best investment, whatever it's been money, time, energy, that you have done in your life so far? You think?
For sure, time that I spend with my kids. that
Beautiful, beautiful.
is that, my kids and my family. But yes, that's the biggest, I would say, result. But in any case, in terms of um, professional, I would say having a good network. And when I say a good network, is selecting people, having the right connections. I think that's something that it deserves. Anytime that you invest talking, listening to the right people, having a good connection in different countries, good connection in different industries, it's something that everybody should do. Whatever your work is, I mean, that's one thing. The other is education. I am part of organization that's YPO. We
Mhm.
have a clear purpose about being better leaders, and we do that through education. And um, it's a perfect combination between network and education, and you always have to be learning and learning. So being
Yes,
open to listen to having knowledge about, now we are talking about the web3, or the NFTs, or
artificial
this new thing.
intelligence. Yeah.
Everybody's about that, but few people are really studying, knowing cases and what's happening. So go deeper, learn, ask, be curious.
Yes.
That's something that
Yeah.
also bring good results in my
Wow.
experience.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. So, I was listening to a podcast today of Tim Ferriss with one of big, entrepreneurs in California, in Silicon Valley, and he was sharing that the most worthwhile investment that he has done, it was with his family and also with the relationships. And I think this is very important because those are the ones that we spend most of the time, and that add value to us and to them, right? So it's a feedback loop. I think that it helps for our satisfaction, our happiness, I believe. And then education, I completely agree, especially in the field that you are, Juan Carlos, which is technology, which is exponentially growing. I like the Moore's law, which is, says the accelerated curve, how we need to adapt and how we learn to learn faster. Great, thank
Absolutely.
you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. So, uh, wanted to also ask you, in this YPO, you know that you are so many executive and so many leaders. What is the main lessons learned that you can share with us from these reunions, these meetings, or this collaboration that you guys have?
Yeah, I think that being global, nowadays it's very important. YPO is a 30,000 members organization worldwide,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I think that maybe is the lifelong learning. It's something that you need, as I expressed before. You need to be continuously being curious about next thing. Second is this, in this world you need to be connected, and having an organization like YPO where you can be connected to people, from Singapore to Japan, Spain, or Brazil, and
Uh-huh.
people who has similar values. I think that being selected about the values and the people that really are focused on helping others. In YPO, we have this purpose of creating a better world, impacting positively in this world. You find people that put time there, and people that do not put time there.
Sure.
So, working with people with similar values, very active people. It's not only about being successful or not. It's about people who wants to people who, generally speaking, is positive in their life and want to impact, and are they don't have recommendations, but they have many questions to do, and questions about why is this important, how can I support you. And that's so different about other type of people where uh, you know only bring recommendations, and they see the world as with their own glasses, but not asking about what other needs, why other
Uh,
needs. And that's maybe the big learning that I have from many white peers. I've been
that's a
13
lot of
14
learning.
years in YPO, and it's an amazing organization.
Yes, yes, I can see. It looks really impressive and really, really supportive and amazing. Yeah, I like this that you say about similar values, which I think is also in line with what I believe that we need to build and find our own tribe and help and collaborate each other, and also goes in line with the thing you were saying that asking for help is good. And then to be active, right? Which is action, because you want also people who are action taken. And this about positivity and questioning. I also like it because that's how when we question things that we've been doing in the past that are not serving us anymore, I think that's where the revolution and the change of mindset happens. Very good. Now, on your life, yes, on a personal level, that also could have helped you on the business level, Juan Carlos. What is, would you say, your most important lesson learned so far, or one of the
In
biggest?
the personal side is, I think that I mentioned a little bit, but it's about giving.
Giving, huh?
Giving, giving is it's. I was really um, lucky because I found many generous people that open in in different moments of my life opportunities for me. The first uh, partner that I have that was entrepreneur, and I was just finished career, and he opened the opportunity. Then people that I met with great talent, and helped me to support and to open new markets. And the first
Uh-huh.
person that went with me to Brazil, and he stayed in Brazil or he stayed in Mexico to open that market with us.
Okay,
Or
great.
people that brought me the opportunity to be in YPO because he said, you are a YPO, you don't know, but you are a YPO. That was a president of organization in Israel that I work with, and brought me to YPO. Or people who I met in Sena today, or many other people. So I mean, at the end of the day, you find people that like trains that are passing in front of you.
Uh-huh.
And so those opportunities are because someone is generous. So I always say that giving offers you
Mhm.
many opportunities. Maybe it's not in the short term, but it'll always give you back more than you gave.
Uh-huh.
So this is something that I really believe about. Be open, answer always everybody, try to be supportive, try to help, and especially people who has some type of big
Mhm.
purpose, big thinking.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I try to be always collaborative with people that has asked me, and in any kind, every time that I did, it brought me more that I gave, for sure.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I like this giving thing. I also have 100% belief on that, and I think it's also in line with this universal law of karma, which is cause and reaction. Yeah. So whatever you give is whatever you receive. So and you give positivity and helpfulness, you will get that, and if you give the others, then you will get the other as well.
Yeah,
So.
and it could sound like very general, but if you
Mhm.
apply to entrepreneur, you always can open a door to someone in a company. You always can introduce someone to who good specialist here. When you listen something here that's related to the other thing, you can connect those people saying, "Hey, you are working in the same space. Why don't you talk about helping?" Or so there are many opportunities to open that door
That door,
to help
definitely.
giving. So it's about having this idea of being open, and give is something that's part of the business.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and then is the root of the businesses, right? To add value and to provide a service or a product, right? So very good. Thank you. And regarding this thing of asking help and related to giving, what would you say who was your biggest mentor or mentors in your life that who have helped you to be the man that you are nowadays and the businessman that you are nowadays, Juan Carlos?
I had a big person in my life that was a professor when I was in a college here in Madrid. I'm from the north of Spain, from a small village. I came to
Yes.
study in Madrid. The director of that college was for me like very important people after my parents. Then
Okay.
I had this first partner for 10 years. He was like a big mentor. He was a businessman. So I learned very much of him, and I was really young. And I had during my life uh, also different people here, um, especially people in YPO, also three, four people that I found that are really important, people who nowadays some of them are partners, and we work together. So I would
Uh-huh.
say 4 or 5 people really, really relevant, and many others that supported me in many different cases.
Great, thank you. And how they have been helping you or supporting you, would you say? If
They,
you
they
had to
believe in
find, they
they
believe in you.
trust in me. They
I
trust in
love
me.
that.
The
I
key
love that.
thing is they trust in me. I don't know why, but in the very beginning, they didn't know me. The first case, this professor, I was working with him the last year of
Uh-huh.
being in the college, and the other one he offered me to create a business together. I mean, um, every of them believe about that Juan Carlos could be
Yes.
with them doing something, and
Uh,
that's what I say. I'm very lucky about opportunities that other gave me in life.
yes. I laugh about this. Sorry for that. It's because I felt very in line those words. I have in my mind two mentors in my life, and one of them was when I was working as an engineer in a consultancy firm, and then now, which is my life coach mentor as well, and business mentor as well. Uh, and it's the belief, right? When we have a self doubt and we are doubting ourselves, or we have this imposter syndrome or something like that, sometimes is they see things that we cannot see yet, and it's lovely. It's so powerful and empowering, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
and
thank you.
they used to speak very open, and without
Yes,
filter, because
that's
they
right.
love you, so they want you to advance, and that's very important to have people who is really loyal to the thing and that they believe, and they can open their mind to you, and be very, very direct about the message.
Definitely, that's right. Yeah, without covering or hiding
Filters,
or
filters.
hidden agendas or whatever. Yeah. Very good, very good. Thank you so much. We are on the end of the interview already, and it was lovely to meet you, Juan Carlos. Thank you so much for sharing. I really learned a lot, and I think the audience will learn a lot from this interview. And I wanted to see what last impactful message would you leave to entrepreneurs and startups right now? Would you say what would you leave?
I think that first, being entrepreneur is being brave, and it means that you need to be ready to work hard. So it's nothing easy. Don't see, the only successful people thinking about many small business and people who are really strong and work for years till they are well known or they are successful. So uh, resilience and effort, it's something, and patient, and do only things that you believe and you add value. There are many things that you can like, but maybe you are not able to measure the value. Try to evaluate, ask customers, in any case, business to business, business to consumer, wherever. Ask people who suffer the problem that you try to solve about the impact of your solutions or your ideas. Try to measure that, and then evaluate if you can have a very good idea, but if it does not bring impact, uh, try to do other things. So follow the passion, follow things that you really believe, try to measure the impact of the product solution that you want to create, be near of the customer, follow the customer first, and second and third. And that's what worked in my life, and I suggest to everybody. Thank you
Very
very much.
good. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was lovely, Juan Carlos. And this is very in line with the impactful, the impact revolution that we are driving and redefining the business mindset. So thank you so much, Juan Carlos. It's been a real
Congratulations.
pleasure. Real pleasure. Thank
Congratulations
you.
for your
Thank you.
for your
Yeah.
play. Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank.
day.
Yeah.
See you
You
soon.
too. See you soon.